think about the service provider who's doing that $250 service call. It takes them an hour to get it all set up. They get there. It's literally just hit the reset button and they leave. Well, that's 2 hours of their day. They could have been working on someone's boat. They could have been gaining new customers. So it's kind of a whole ecosystem if you think of it that way.
When you think about BoatBot and you go, okay, specifically, break it down for me, like what is the technology that you're using and what is it really providing? What are those main solutions? Kind of break it down maybe a little bit more specifically for me.
Okay. So in very simple terms, it's a technology that connects boat owners with marine service providers and boat brokers. So whether you own a boat, maintain boats, or you sell and buy boats, this technology will work for you. And there's really several different elements to it. The first piece is Captain AI. Our goal is we want to empower the boat owner to be able to find whatever answers they need to find. It's very difficult when you're out on your boat, something happens, it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon, and there's something going on. You see smoke, something coming up. You need to contact your service provider. Well, remember, it's a beautiful Saturday afternoon. They're either with their family on their boats or they're working on other boats because they need to get other people out on the water. So you're dealing with voicemail all the time, constantly going back and forth with the communication. What Captain AI is, we've trained an AI bot literally in the marine industry with all of the manuals, all the information some would need to manage their own boat. And it keeps getting smarter and smarter with everything that we're asking it. And at this point, they can literally, I see white smoke coming out of my engine. What do I do? And boom, instantly Captain AI hands them the answer, literally walks them through step by step. And at that point, if they haven't found the answer, the second part of our system is being able to put a service order directly through to their service provider. And that's just in 2 clicks. Here's what I need. Here's what it looks like. They can even attach a photo if they need to. They can attach a checklist if they want to get very specific, and that goes directly to the service provider to get scheduled. Another element of the system is what we call a boat availability calendar.
Okay.
And I talked about the communication and how everything goes back and forth. Literally, all you need to do is know when everyone's available. When is the boat in the slip? When's the vendor available? And when can that technician get out? That's all we need. We've created a boat availability calendar to do that automatically. So it checks everything, only gives available times and dates. And then on that same list is the checklist, which if you've got an order that you want to put in, or if you're, say you hire a captain for the day to run your boat for you, you can do a full checklist for them. You can do a seasonal checklist at the beginning and ending of each season. A boat broker can hand over a brand new boat and say, here's the checklist. Here's how you do everything you need to do. Because it's pretty intimidating when you have a new boat. You're up there thinking, okay, what do I do now? What did he say?
Yeah, I'm sorry to interrupt you, but I just want to tell you, so I've never personally owned a boat, but I just think in my mind, when I do own a boat, this is like invaluable to me. This totally makes sense 100%. Because I'm thinking about mine, I'm going, okay, first of all, I know nothing about, what to do and how to do it. And again, if there's white smoke that comes out from somewhere, I have no idea what to do. And probably, and correct me if I'm wrong, I bet that there are situations that are very easily fixable where maybe you don't have to, so for me, by, subscribing to this app, I now am able to fix stuff a lot easier by myself in certain situations versus going and having to have a service call. And now it costs me $250 for a service call or whatever versus my, $20 a month or whatever I'm paying. You know what I mean? Am I in the ballpark here?
Exactly right. And then think about the service provider who's doing that $250 service call. It takes them an hour to get it all set up. They get there. It's literally just hit the reset button and they leave. Well, that's 2 hours of their day. They could have been working on someone's boat. They could have been gaining new customers. So it's kind of a whole ecosystem if you think of it that way. The
Yeah.
other thing,
So,
oh, go
no,
ahead.
no, go ahead. Go ahead.
I was gonna say, you haven't owned a boat, I understand, but you've owned a car.
Yeah.
Think about a car, right? Any car you buy right now, let's even say the most expensive these days is maybe 100,000 for a regular person's car, not, the Ferraris and all that. In that you're typically getting an app. It'll have the engine light goes on when something's going on. Fuel light goes on when something's going on. All of that does not come in a multi-million-dollar boat, believe it or not. There's
Are you
no
serious? Really?
warning lights. It's the most insane thing
Unbelievable.
you've ever seen.
Unbelievable.
You don't know something's broken typically until it's broken.
Wow, wow. And so what are some of the feedback that you're getting from some of the early users? Because I know that, this is fairly new. This is a fairly new thing that you guys have been doing. And so what is some of the feedback that you've been getting?
Honestly, it has made their jobs so much easier. They're thanking us. They're able to connect seamlessly with whoever they need to connect with. Everything's organized. Every service order and everything that you put through is attached to the boat. So if you think about a boat, it may have different owners, it may have different vendors, it may have different brokers that work on that boat, but everything's attached to the boat itself. So when you go to sell your boat, and this is some of the feedback we've received, it's literally one click. I'm going to sell my boat to Danny. Here's his cell phone number, go. And that's it. All of the service and maintenance records go with the boat instantly. That's one of the biggest things people are truly enjoying, because when you go to sell a boat, you've got to follow up with all those different vendors, try and find all of those service records, or keep them all in a shoebox somewhere, because there's a lot to it.
Well, you're going to have to give me credit for this, but I think we should do like a houseboat, a house bot, excuse me, because I remember I thought it was really cool because one of the first houses that I bought, they put together this envelope for me. The previous owners, they put together an envelope with all the, the phone numbers and the gas company numbers and blah, 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 all this information. And I thought it was really cool, but imagine a house bot, where it's able to do everything. It's all got all your maintenance stuff in there. It's got the colors of the walls. It's got the everything. So that way it's like you just seamlessly give it to the next person. And this is great for boat owners that, when you sell it, because, selling boats is going on every day. Everybody's switching boats, but just to be able to seamlessly send all the information. And then me as the new boat owner, I'm going, this is great, man, for $20 a month. This is awesome. Now I got full on access to all of the history. Plus you have all the history of the old boat. So if there's something you need to know in those records, they're all there. I mean, all the maintenance, all the follow-up, all the everything that just happened over the last several years that they own that boat is all now documented in that new system. Am I right?
100%. I love it. Exactly right. And HouseBot is our next phase.
I love it. I love it.
There is no doubt that houses need this as well. Think about all the different people that you have working in your house. You've got the pool guy, the gardener guy, the housekeeper guy, all of this stuff, all these guys that are continually working in your home. You need to know who's there, when they're there, leave them a checklist, make sure what you need is getting completed, all the same information.
If you like this video and you want to watch another one, click right here. If you want to watch the entire podcast, click right here.